I'm Bet Chorus for the September edition of This is Glendale. And our guest host today is Pandy Pridemore. Welcome, Pandy.
Hello, Bet. This should be fun. What's on the agenda?
We have a fascinating Did You Know segment that Joe Dubinsky recorded before he went on his extended vacation about a house that moved. Was moved. Interesting.
Okay. All right.
The mayor has a brief update on the quiet zone.
Good.
And I'm
Good.
talking pink with the police chief.
And
how about you?
That should be interesting, but I'm all excited. I get to talk to Jenny Dennis about the street fair coming up.
Oh.
And then I get to go across the road here to the museum and speak to Dr. Jim Brewer about an exhibit for next year.
Wonderful. Well, hey, let's get things going. Welcome to This is Glendale. Today we're going to have a conversation with Mayor Don Lofty. Welcome, Don.
Thank you, Bet.
And he's going to give us a catch-up on what's happening with the quiet zone. There have been some delays, right?
There have been, but let me start with the good news.
Great.
The construction is practically done. We have everything in all the major pieces are in place. The one thing that we are waiting on, Bet, is the arrival of the wiring that we need to install under the tracks. This is necessary so that we can detect cars if they're stuck on the tracks and take appropriate measures. We have ordered the wire, we are told that it's being shipped, and we are working with the railroad now to get the shipment as quickly as possible. Our contractor is ready, willing, and able to do the installation as soon as the wire arrives. In the meantime, we are preparing our notice that we have established a quiet zone. So as soon as the construction is done, we will send that notice to everyone, to the railroads that use the tracks, to the state and federal agencies that regulate the tracks, and we will send out the notice within 21 days of the date that we establish the quiet zone. That's our waiting period. Once that 21 days expires, the trains will stop blowing their horns routinely, and we will be able to sleep with our windows open and enjoy the dining and other life in our village square.
Right. I have one other question, if there's time for this. In our original conversation, you mentioned something and you apologized for the orange fencing. Is that still going to happen, or has this delay given us some wiggle room and maybe making some further progress in how we're going to do the fencing?
Good question, Bet, and I'm afraid the orange fencing is still going to be there. It'll be temporary, but we need to be flexible and get it up there quickly. The other fencing is going to take more time to install, and in the meantime we will need the protection that the snow fencing provides us.
Great, yeah, I had some conversations about that and I knew that it was important, so I thought we ought to address it again in case some people forgot.
That was a good question, Beth. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, and this is Glendale. Bet Chorus and
Don Lofty. Thank you, Beth.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Pandy Pridemore, and I'm here with the infamous Jenny Dennis, the owner of the Bluebird Bakery. But Jenny, you're here for other reasons.
I am. I am here today on behalf of the Glendale Chamber of Commerce, and we are here to promote our annual street fair. This year, the street fair is our 55th annual.
No way.
No way, yes. And it has evolved over the years. It started out a little street carnival, and we've gone from Taste of Glendale to Beer Wine Festival and back to a traditional family street fair.
Okay. Give me the details.
Give me the details.
What can people expect?
All right. Well, the event is Friday, September 13th and the 14th. So we're doing a two-day event.
It's a two-day event.
Two-day event again this year. And the square will be filled with our returning artisan crafters vending their wares. We have food trucks. We have food vendors. We have craft beers on hand from Bell's. We have, along with domestic beers, everybody, regular guys with regular beer. And we'll also have a bourbon booth that was very popular, backed by popular demand. Yeah, we've run out of bourbon. Anyway, so we will have live music starting at 7 p.m. The event starts at 5 p.m. The music starts at 7. We will have Dangerous Jim and the Slims, and they will be taking the stage at 7 and rocking us through the night.
And what day is that?
That is Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Friday the 13th.
Okay, and then take us into Saturday.
All right. Saturday, the festivities will begin at 2, and we will have our returning favorite, the Landmark Quartet. Yes, they are lots of fun, and they come down and they do their blend of gospel music, and it's just a real showstopper. Really is.
This is fantastic. And individuals who want to come down shouldn't have to worry about parking. I mean, you talked about a lot of presence with food trucks and booths, but there's still lots of parking.
There's lots of parking all throughout the village, so it's never been an issue.
And Jenny, this is family oriented, but what about the kids?
This year, we are having a petting zoo and a bounce house. And the petting zoo, it'll be located over in the square near the CF Bank, which for this year is our first time. They're going to be our major sponsor.
Oh, how nice.
Along with Air Plus Heating and Cooling.
So Jenny, give me an overview. What type of music entertainment are we going to have for the weekend?
Saturday night, we will be featuring the Jeremy Francis Band, and they will keep the party going all through the night.
What about Friday night?
Friday night, we have Dangerous Jim and the Slims. Rockin', yeah, they are lots of fun. Yes, they are lots of fun.
But this whole event is so complex. We got to get some help in here.
Right. We do need volunteers. There will be, through the Village Blast, when Wally sends out the email blast, there will be a link to a Sign Up Genius.
Okay.
Also on our Facebook page, like us, share us, all that good stuff, the Village, the Glendale Street Fair. You can also sign up here. I'll have a sign-up sheet here at the bakery, and I'll also have a sign-up sheet over at the Glendale, or at the Village Gift Shop.
So maybe if they're coming down to enjoy the event anyways, why not volunteer for an hour or two?
Get a group of friends.
That way you get to see all aspects of it.
Yeah.
And if you want to have fun, there's no other place.
Right. Get a group of friends. You can sign up. The Sign Up Genius makes it really easy because you can just go on there and pick when you want to work. You do that on your own. What's convenient for you? Just a slotted time that works for you. It's awesome. It really is.
And in typical Glendale fashion,
Right.
we're offering something for everyone. So if you don't come down for this event sometime during the weekend, you are missing out. This is Pandy Pridemore.
And this is Jenny Dennis.
And this is Glendale.
Yay!
Hi, I'm here with Dr. Jim Brewer, President of the Glendale Heritage Preservation. Jim, I understand there's something big going to happen next year?
That is definitely correct. Next year, 2020, is the 100th anniversary of the ratification of the 19th Amendment, which has given women the right to vote. And we know that this is going to be celebrated throughout the United States. However, we have a very unique and special way of celebrating this. We are going to honor women of Glendale, and that will be the title of this spectacular exhibit.
Oh my goodness.
And so we are in the process of working on that at this time. We're looking at women who contributed in some way to our society, anywhere from 1855 to the year 2000. So that's kind of where we are with this at this time.
Okay, now, is that just the criteria? That's the only criteria?
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about the various criteria, but we have begun building a list already. But that's kind of what my mission is today, is to ask the community to help us out in nominating women, because we want to make sure that we're getting everyone that needs to be recognized here, so we don't want to forget anybody.
Oh, absolutely.
So we need the community to kind of help us in doing that.
Well, how do you want them to nominate?
Okay, first of all, in terms of what kind of criteria we're looking at women who have distinguished themselves in some particular way, that they've been an inspiration, that they've been a catalyst, that they have just contributed to society. And so this can be in any area. It could be in education, it could be in the arts, it could be in philanthropy, it could be in government, the healthcare, any number of those areas where they have in some way contributed. We're looking for those women.
Well, Jim, how do you want them to send you the nominations?
Okay, we'll do that through an email. So they will email us the name of the person that they're nominating.
Okay.
Just a brief kind of explanation of why they feel this person should be nominated,
Okay.
as well as given their name, the person who's doing the nominating, and a contact number so that members of our committee can get back in touch with them. That's one way to do it. There is another way to do it, would be to do it in person and to come here to the depot. And they would have to do that during the times that we are open.
Okay.
During the month of September, on Thursdays, we are open from 4 until 8 p.m. We will go back to our regular Thursday hours in October, which is 11 to 3.
Okay.
And also, we are open every Saturday from 11 to 3. So they can just come in and give this information to one of our volunteers.
I think that's a great idea. One last question, though. When does the exhibit open?
Okay, the exhibit will open March 1 of 2020 and go through the whole year.
Well, Jim, that's great information. And we got a lot to be excited about. We want to encourage everyone to come down to the depot anyways. Phenomenal exhibits all year round. But
Thank you.
that's it.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to
Oh,
talk to
absolutely.
everyone. I appreciate
Absolutely. You're the heart of the village. Well, that's it. And hey, Jim, this is Glendale.
Hi, we're here in the police department with Chief Warman, and this is going to give you a clue as to what we're talking about. Chief, explain this hot pink shirt.
Well, we decided as a department that we wanted to do something. We do a lot of local stuff with our back to school drive and our Christmas and our food drives, but we wanted to participate in a national awareness. And we chose Breast Cancer Awareness Month for the month of October this year. We're going to wear the pink shirts underneath our uniform. We're going to wear the badges that are pink and brand new out of the box.
That's
And,
terrific.
we hope that at least one person sees this and, you know, gets a checkup.
Oh, that's great.
You know,
Yeah,
we're just trying to bring awareness to a national problem that 260 women will be diagnosed this year. 40,000 of those women will die.
right.
Myself-
Everyone has a story
Right.
that they
and
know.
myself, I've had an aunt, my grandmother, and my sister is a 9-year survivor of double mastectomy breast cancer.
Well, congratulations to them.
So, and other folks in the department here have had relatives that have been touched by this disease. So we thought, you know, let's go out in the community, wear our pink proud, bring some awareness, you know, and maybe if just one lady goes and gets checked, or even man, you know, it's common in men too, gets checked, it's worth it.
Yes, so please spread the word. October is Breast Awareness Month, and do your part to see that others take advantage of early screenings or whatever may be available.
It seems very odd to me that it was a common practice in the late 19th century and early 20th century to move a house instead of building a new one. Did you know that there are several houses that moved in Glendale? One of the most memorable ones is Jody Skronik's house here at 740 Woodbine Avenue. This house once stood here at what is now 800 Ivy Avenue. According to a paper written by Angeline Farron, Charlotte Smith bought this property in 1926 and wanted to build a new home here. She sold the old house to Ike and Dilly Stewart, who had purchased the property down at 740 Woodbine and was going to move the house to that location. The deal was that this house was not going to be paid for until it was safely on its new foundation. Well-known Glendale architect Stanley Matthews was contracted to handle the job. The house began to move down the hill during the summer of 1926, here at the corner of Magnolia and Woodbine. Now, several trees had already been cut down to get the tree to this point, and one more obstacle remained. A beautiful, majestic elm tree that sat in front of 775 Woodbine down here on the right. The plan was to cut the tree down, but that was met by fierce resistance by the residents. While the debate raged on, the house stood here in the middle of the road blocking traffic. patience was running thin, and there were even rumors of a threat to blow the house up. Glendale Marshal Ed Mager was reported to have spent nights here to protect against vandalism. A secondary plan came up that said that we're just going to cut the limb off the tree overhanging the street. That was also met with fierce resistance. Finally, an arborist was brought in, and his idea was to tie up the branch overhanging the tree, or overhanging the street, and pull it up and out of the way, and that's what they did. Finally, the house had to be moved 90 degrees sideways, and it made its way down the street. Finally, on February 2nd, 1927, the house was finally set on its foundation. If you want to learn more about houses that moved in Glendale, visit the Glendale Heritage Preservation Museum and take a look at the kiosk, the interactive display, where you'll find a section on houses that moved. I'm Joe Dubinsky, and this is Glendale.
And that's it for this month's edition of This is Glendale. But before we close, we have a calendar note.
This is a big one. The Glendale Fire Department is having an open house bet October 6th to christen the new addition, and I even hear there's going to be a chili cook-off.
Sounds yummy.
I know.
And interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking of the fire department, this just in. We send congratulations to our very own Fire Chief Kevin Hardwick. He's the recipient of the 2019 Career Achievement Award from the Cincinnati Christian University Beyond the Call organization. This is a prestigious honor acknowledging police, firefighters, and EMTs in our region who have gone above and beyond the call of duty. It's a well-deserved recognition. Congratulations,
Great
Chief.
honor.
Yeah. Be sure to check out our October edition of This is Glendale. We'll have a special segment featuring the 3 candidates who are running for Village Council this November: Marilyn Duke, Debbie Greninger, and Joan Verschow Harnerlaw. The show will be released on Friday, October the 4th. That's it. Goodbye. Thanks. And thanks, Pandy.
And this is Glendale.